Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news, update, and information, including your Super Duty information. And we're going to do, we'll do a kind of videos series going on the next several days that I think you'll appreciate if you're somebody out there that is interested in the Super Duty and interested in getting a 2026 model year Super Duty. The order banks are now open up. So we're going to be going through, we've already done a video on the changes from 25 to 26 and some of those changes and some significant changes, but not a redesign or a refresh like some people are looking for. But we are going to go through and cover this video. So we're going to cover the XL trim. And in these videos, we're going to cover all the standard equipment, plus the different packages available and standalone options in this one very long video. And for that reason, I will have timestamps down below. So use those timestamps, move around, get the information you're looking for. If you're not interested in some of the packages, know that there's timestamps to move ahead through the video and get the information you're looking for. It's a resource for you guys out there that are wanting to place an order with your local dealer. Now, if you want to, we're taking orders. We're going to be doing invoice pricing on Super Duty orders. We get plenty of allocations. We're the #1 Super Duty dealer in the state of Kansas and one of the top 100 in the country. And so we get a lot of allocations for these. And I don't really struggle getting anybody's orders scheduled for a production date. So if you're wanting to do that, you can do that. Also, if you finance with us too, you can save another $1,000 if you finance the vehicle with us too. So there you go. If you want to do that. Otherwise, find your good local dealers. A lot of good ones out there. That's not what this video is about, but I want to throw that out there if you are struggling to find a dealer that is doesn't even know that the order bank's opened up. Some dealers out there don't know that because they might be going off of the website. Now, before we get started, make sure to subscribe with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of these videos. And we do a Super Duty Saturday video series. Now, we don't do them every Saturday, but we've done at least 10 episodes this year. And we try to do those about every other Saturday or every Saturday, and always looking for some great content. So if you are into Super Duty, we do Super Duty exclusive videos on this channel as well. A lot of Super Duty following with us here. So let's jump into this. And, kind of speaking of whether or not dealers would know that this is even happening, this is maybe why they wouldn't know. Because if you go to Ford.com, there isn't any information for the 2026 Super Duty. And a lot of people think if the build and price isn't available on Ford.com, then it's not available to order, and that's not true. Dealers have been ordering vehicles and special ordering vehicles for years before Ford even had build a price on the website years ago. So that's not the case. In fact, they've told dealers that the build and price won't be available on their website until August 12th. Not sure why they have that date, and they know that. You think once they got it ready, they'd just launch it. But August 12th is the day that it's going to actually go live on their website. So some things we won't be able to show you, but we're going to use 25 model year information to give us some ideas of some things. So let's go up in here, and we're going to build out an XL. And we're going to probably just go with the F250, but let's go ahead and go first. Let's talk about the configurations, and this is where I put my glasses on. So let's talk about the different configurations available for the XL trim. And one of them, now in past years, XL was the only trim you can get two-wheel drive in. They've opened that back up. XLT and Lariat can also get two-wheel drive for this year. So if you're someone that's looking at XL, because that's, last year, that's a way you can get two-wheel drive, you can now look at the XLT or Lariat if you'd like to. But let's get into this. So on the XL trim, it is available in regular cab, two-wheel drive, and 4x4 8-foot box. Also, it's available in super cab, two-wheel drive, and four-wheel drive, not only the 6 3/4 box, but also the 8-foot box. And then in the crew cab, also two-wheel drive and 4x4 in the short bed or the long bed. For the F250 and F350 single wheel, I should preface that. Now, for the dualies, F350 dually and F450 dually, it's available in regular cab, two-wheel drive, or 4x4, and of course 8-foot bed, as well as the crew cab. Not available in the super cab configuration on the dualies. So just so you're aware of that. So we're going to get in here. Let's dive in and talk about standard engines and different things like that. So let's go ahead and click in and just say, let's just say F250 build here, and we'll do crew cab. Most everything I think we're going to need will be under that configuration. So we are using this again, no refresh, no different look to the front, no different look to the interior. And so let's dive in and talk about some of these things. For the engines, we're going to go to powertrain. The standard engine will be the 6.8 liter V8 engine, as you're seeing right there. And so that engine is going to be standard equipment on your F250, F350 single rear wheel, and F350 dual wheel 4x4s. On the dualies, F350 dualies, it's 4x4. That'll be the standard engine. Now, for the F350 dually two-wheel drives, as well as your F450s, the standard motor is going to be the 6.7 liter 4-valve Power Stroke diesel engine. That's that standard diesel engine right there. That'll be what's standard on those configurations right there. Now, your transmission for this Power Stroke diesel engine, as you can see down here, will be the torque shift 10-speed automatic select shift transmission. And for the 6.8 liter, go down to that one, it is going to be that torque shift G 10-speed automatic transmission. So you'll notice that it does select that one right there. So that's what you're going to see as standard equipment. We'll get into some different options later in the video. The drive modes, we're going to have a normal, an eco, a slippery roads, a tow haul. Two-wheel drives will also have a trail mode, and 4x4s will have an off-road instead of a trail mode. So there you go. Available, and again, two-wheel drive 4x4s you're seeing there. And on your 4x4s will come with electronic shift on the fly as well. And all your Power Stroke diesel engines will have the operator commanded regeneration as well. And then we do have the stationary elevated idle control, power steering damper as well. And then for your alternators, you're going to have 160 amp alternators, going to be standard equipment for you. Now we'll talk options later into what's available later here. Now, for your front axle, twin I-beam front axle with the coil spring suspension, that narrow track for your two-wheel drives, F250s and 350s. Now, for your 4x4 F250s and 350s, you're going to have a monobeam front axle with the coil spring suspension, of course, narrow track for the single rear wheels. But your F350 dually will get a wide track monobeam front axle with the coil spring suspension for that. We do have for the rear axle, non-limited slip is going to be standard equipment for the F250s and F350s, and a 430 limited slip for all your F450s there. Now, your gas engines for your battery will be a 68. Actually, it doesn't matter if it, well, it does. Gas engines will be a single battery, AMG battery. It's a 68 AH 750 CCA, and the diesels will be similar, but you'll get two of those. So you get two batteries, dual battery. And then you do have your shocks will be heavy duty gas shocks and front stabilizer bar. And we do get hill start assist as standard equipment on these as well. So that's all that features. Now for safety, I don't really, there's nothing down here on safety we can highlight there. But for the safety features, we do have the driver and passenger front airbag. We do have passenger side deactivation switch for the airbag as well. We do have advanced track with roll stability control. That's going to help you try to keep you on your intended path. And then roll stability control as well, so help it from not rolling over. And then we do have traction control as well. And then engine only traction control for the dualies too with that. Safety canopy airbags, that's side curtain airbags, and that's going to be for your, not for your regular cabs typically, but for your super cab and your crew cabs. Regular cabs might get it. It actually doesn't differentiate and say not available in regular cabs. So we do have the latch system, that lower anchors and tethers for children. So those back seats, super cab and crew cabs, will get that latch system. We do have security lock passive and a theft system, which means only the coded key can start the vehicle. SOS post-crash alert system, honk the horns, flashes lights if you're in an accident and need help on the side of the road. And then we also do have the Ford security package. You get 1 year of activation with that. Of course, you do have to activate it to get it, but 1 year service for that. And that security package is going to help for, you know, stolen vehicles, that kind of stuff. Stolen vehicle services. It allows you to be able to, at certain times, if you want to, even make it to where that vehicle can't even be turned on, which is really cool. So you can lock that out. And so that there's some great things with that Ford security package. I've done a video on that before, so you might check that out. So, all right, let's get in and talk about the exterior here of this, and we're going to use this this one right here. And let's go. I want to go a little bit bigger. There we go. So we're going to look at the front here with the grill. It's going to be that black grill, just like last year. Black grill. We do have the bumpers are going to be front will be black painted steel bumpers up there. And then we do have daytime running lights as well on these lights, and a quad beam dual effect halogen headlights for you. We have auto lamp though, so it means they'll come off when it gets dark outside, or turn on when it gets dark outside, shut off when it gets light. Two front tow hooks as well up here in the front that'll be black. We do have LED roof markers and clearance lights for your dualies. So F350 dually and F450s, that'll be standard equipment. We'll talk about options later in the video. All right, for the wheels, your F250s and F350 single rear wheel will get a 17-inch Argent painted steel wheel with the painted hub covers and center ornaments. So that's what that's going to come. Now, your F350 single rear wheel regular cabs, though, will get an 18-inch Argent painted steel wheel with the hub cover. So look like this, just bigger, right? And then your F350 dual rear wheels will get a 17-inch Argent painted steel as well with hub covers and center ornaments not included on those. So, and then we do have your F450s will get a 19.5-inch forged polished aluminum wheel with a bright hub covers and center ornaments. Manual locking hubs for the 4x4s. And then we'll talk about options when it comes to wheels later. So for your tires, those F250s and F350s will get an LT 245/75 R17E black sidewall all season tire. And that F350 single rear wheel regular cab we talked about earlier, that'll get LT 275/65 R18E black sidewall all season tire. F450s will get that traction tire, that 225/70 R19.5G black sidewall traction tire. So there we go. We do have individual tire pressure and monitor system no matter what configuration you have. Last year 450 did not get this. This year the 450 does. So that's nice to be able to have that. For your brakes, we do have 4-wheel disc analog braking system. And then we do have, again, we mentioned, I already have it on here, manual locking hubs. I have listed it twice. I'm going to make sure you guys know that. Splash guards and mud flaps for the front on your F450s only. And then we do have the fender vent, as you can see there, F450 or F250, and I'll say XL up there. So you'll have that. And then in functional vents, nice big vents, I think since 23, right? So the mirrors are manual telescoping and manual folding trailer tow with the power and heat on the glass. And the heated convex spotter mirror, so that's that angled mirror so you can see the vehicles in your blind spot a little bit better. Integrated clearance lamps and turn signal indicators on the side as well there. Your door handles are going to be black door handles. They're that molded in black, kind of hard to see because this is a black vehicle. Should have picked a different color. We do have the remote keyless entry system with that flip key. So that tucks into the remote. Now let's talk about your fuel tanks. For your diesel motors, 29-gallon for the 142 and 148-inch wheelbase, and 34-gallon for the 160 or the 164-inch wheelbase. Now, for your gas motors, 34-gallon on anything that's not 176-inch wheelbase. So your crew cab, long beds, they're going to have a 48-gallon fuel tank for those gas motors. So there you go. There's that. And then also the diesels with the long wheelbase will also have that 48-gallon tank too. So, all right, let's move around and just get a different angle here for the side. We have the front box step and rear bumper step. So these right here, these steps. So you'll have that will be standard equipment again this year. You do have 4x4s. We'll have a decal on the side. It'll say 4x4. And then we do have a center high mounted stoplight up here. And then that is the rear window will be fixed. The glass is solar tinted. I think it's just a black. That'll be solar tinted a little bit. And then we do have the tailgate with removable tailgate with the keyed lock. So it will not have power lock for the tailgate. A manual lock with that. And then the handle on the back tailgate will be black like it is on your door handles. And then you do have rear view camera that's coming out of that back there. Hard to see that. So you can see the vehicles, see things going on behind you. Does not have reverse sensing. So just remember that. We do have for the back bumper, just like the front, is going to be black painted as well. So so it is, and we see this agate black metallic look. Those will not. It'll be a very flat black coating to those front and back bumpers. The hitch back here, so you're gonna have the 2.5-inch built Ford Tough trailer hitch receiver. Now all the F350 dually crew cabs with the 6.7 high output diesel and all your 450 crew cabs will get a 3-inch built Ford Tough hitch receiver. And then you get the trailer tow package, standard equipment on these with the 7-wire harness with relays and 7 and 4 pin connector for that. Trailer sway control as well, spare tire, wheel, and carrier that's up underneath as well. And then we do have the jack will be a 3-ton mechanical jack for all your F250 and F350 single rear wheels. All your dualies will get a 4-ton hydraulic jack. And then we do have tie down hooks inside. You'll get with 4 plates in there. So you'll have that as well. All right. Now let's move inside. We can get an interior look of this. We'll get into colors and everything in just a little bit on this. All right. We won't talk too much about that until we'll get to colors, interior and exterior colors in just a little bit. Floor covering is going to be a black full-length vinyl vinyl flooring. And then we do have the scuff plates, front color coordinated. We have the door trim, armrest, grab handle, and reflector. So it'll be a reflector of those doors. Can't see it in this image. AC vents that'll have the black on those as well. And then the front seats are going to be a heavy-duty vinyl seat. 40-20-40 bench seat. You'll see that can come down. The armrest comes down there with cup holders and storage in there. We do have manual lumbar for the driver's side. And we do also have a 2-way adjustable driver and passenger head restraints. That means they'll go up and down. So for taller drivers, front center seat with integrated restraint as well for that. And then for the rear seats, super cabs will get a vinyl 60-40 split bench seat, fold up bench seat. So this cushion here will fold up. Now on the crew cabs, a vinyl as well, 60-40 bench with a flip up, also fold down backrest. So with the outbound seat restraints, head restraints, and center head restraints that'll be able to be adjusted up and down. And then we do have the power equipment group. So the first row front seats windows will be one-touch up-down feature, and that means you just press it till you feel it kind of click a little bit, and then just let go, and it's going to roll them down as well as come up. And then power second row windows as well for your super cab and crew cabs, of course. Power door locks with the backlit switches and accessory delay, and power tailgate lock. So we do get power tailgate lock. So there you go. And then auto lock and auto unlock, which means that it'll do that when you start going and when you shut the vehicle off and that kind of stuff. You do have, let's go to this other image, 4.2-inch LCD productivity screen. That is what you see through the steering wheel there. That's that there. That gives you all your gauge setup, your trip odometer, your fuel economy, all that kind of stuff, your towing and off-road applications, all that. The instrumentation is a multi-function switch message center, so you'll be able to control that all right in here. I can't remember which side. I think the right side. Steering wheel is a black urethane steering wheel with manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. It allows it to go up and down, forward and back by pulling the manual lever underneath, and does have cruise control, standard equipment. I think that's controlled on the left side of the steering wheel there. Air conditioning is a manual single zone air conditioning. And then we do have in heat as well. For the audio controls, AM, FM stereo, MP3 player. For the speakers, you have 4 speakers for the regular cab, 6 speakers for super cab and crew cab. And you'll get 5G modem as well on this. So it's an upgrade for this year. Sync 4 with the 8-inch LCD screen here for you. Wireless phone connection, cloud connected, App Link, 911 Assist, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, digital owner's manual, all that stuff right there. We do have an overhead console. Can't see it in this. Let's go to this. Maybe. We have an overhead console with storage bins and map lights right there. We also do have for a mirror is a rear view mirror, 11.5-inch day-night. We do have sun visors right there, color coordinated cloth, driver with a pocket, it says, passenger with uncovered mirror, it says. So there you go. So it'll have a mirror on the back side. PowerPoint down here. There you go. So you have a PowerPoint. It says auxiliary 2 in the instrument panel. And then you'll also get the Ford connectivity package is a 1 year included, gives you the unlimited Wi-Fi hotspot. So it's a little different than it was before, where it was you went through AT&T, you don't anymore. You go through Ford. And we do have Ford Pass Connect. That's a free app that you can download and use it. You can remote start the vehicle from anywhere, unlock and lock your vehicle, schedule remote start times, locate your parked vehicle, check the status of your vehicle, a lot of other things within that app. All right, so there you go. So let me grab the color chart and let's go through some colors, because there are some changes in the colors for this year. So let's talk about that. All right, let's get into colors here for us. So we do have for the options for this year, we do have some colors have gone away. So we'll see which ones are still here. We have the Agate Black Metallic. That is still available this year. We do have the, there we go, Avalanche available again for this year. And we do have the Carbonized Gray Metallic, also available again for this year. We have Oxford White, also available again for this year. Race Red, also available as well for this year. And then there's one over here that is not a, nope, that's the black. Here's the blue. So Antimatter Blue was discontinued, so it's no longer available for 2026. We do have an Argon Blue Metallic. We don't know what color that is, so I'll try to do some research, and if so, I'll post it on there, but we don't know the color of that. But those are your exterior color options. Now for interior color, it is the same as last year, as that medium slate like you're seeing here. And again, standard equipment is the heavy-duty vinyl bench seat, but we'll talk about options for cloth as well as a little mini console option when we get to optional equipment. So there you go. So there's that stuff there. Now let's get into these different packages that are on this. And what I want to do is cover these different packages. First, it's equipped on the XL, but only, and we'll go over all these packages for this year. Some changes to some of them, especially like the STX Appearance Package, but a lot of them did stay the same when we're looking through some of these. So let's go ahead and go through these packages. Let's talk about the XL Chrome package. Of course, only available on the XL trim here. Not available with the STX Appearance Package, though. Of course, makes sense. Chrome look versus, you know, a sport look. Now, this in here is pretty similar to what it was last year. Really, to make any changes, same price as last year, $325. It does include the 4 pickup tie-down plates in the bed. It's going to include your bright chrome hub covers and center ornaments for the single rear wheels, and chrome front and rear bumpers, and then halogen fog lights. So again, this is a nice little package if you want to give it the chrome look on your XL. So still getting that grille like you had before, black grille, but does, instead of those black bumpers, you're getting those chrome bumpers, and dresses up those center ornaments on the wheels as well. Now let's talk about the XL Off-Road Package. I think this is a very I don't know. I think it's underestimated here, because this package is a pretty nice package. $995 for this package, and is available on your XL 4x4 single rear wheels, and not available with the pickup box, delete, of course, and not available with the STX Appearance Package. Now, this does require, as it mentions in here, the greater than 10K GVWR package when ordered with the diesel engine. So you make sure you have that on there. But this includes a real nice setup, because you're getting 33-inch off-road tires. So it's an LT 285/70 R17 all-terrain tire. Real nice tire. The water-fording vent tubes for the transfer case and axle. Rear locking differential. Skid plates for the transfer case and the fuel tank, as well as unique front air dams. It's going to be shorter. It's going to help with that approach angle and everything. And so this is a nice package. We've ordered a lot of these with a lot of our trucks, and then when they come in, just upgrade the wheel. And that's another option if you'd like. So this is a nice little package that, again, I think is under ordered, because I think it's a really cool package for the XL trim. Now let's talk about the XL Driver Assist Package. This package here is just like last year, $730, and also available only on the XL trim. And this is where you give you your automatic high beams, the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, and your forward collision warning. And so this is some things that got taken out of the STX Appearance Package. You would want to make sure you add this package along with your STX Appearance Package if you're wanting to make sure you have the auto high beams and pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking with the collision warning. This is a package you might want to get to kind of help, for safety features and everything like that. So this is a nice package to add. Okay, now let's look at the STX Appearance Package. Now this package is optional on the XL, not available with the XL Chrome package or the F450, but unlike last year where that was not available with the dually, it is this year for the F350 dually. So we'll be available with that. So that's pretty cool news. Does require 4x4 as well, but it has been decontented just a little bit. But it is coming in at about $2,000 less than last year. So last year it was $5,100. It's like $3,100 this year. So let's talk about the differences between last year and this year. Again, we're looking at last year's order guide here. Or build and price. It will not include the 360-degree camera package this year. That is a standalone option package you can get. We're going to get to that package later in the video, but so that is something that is not included. Also, the automatic high beams and the Bliss with crash safety alert with the trailer coverage is not included for this year either. And the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, reverse brake assist, and the rear parking sensors, all those are not included for this year as well. So just so you're aware, it's kind of they're taking out all the stuff that's kind of like more of a convenience features and such like that. They're kind of taking those out and making it more about just appearance on this one for this year. So it will also lose the 250 greater than 10K GVWR package. Again, that's going to be available for you to add on if you want to do that. And it also doesn't lose the 4 pickup box tie down plates. So that it also is something that it loses, right? Yeah. So, but it will get body colored front and rear bumpers like last year. We are going to get a cloth 40-20-40 split bench seat with the center armrest, cup holder, and storage. Manual lumbar for the driver's side only. The floor covering is going to be color coordinated, full carpet with the floor mats. That is also going to be included for this year. We did lose the LED box lighting, but we still get the LED center high mounted stoplight, the LED fog lights, the LED reflector lamps. Of course, painted grille like we did have last year. So it'll look a lot like last year, right? It'll look just like last year on the outside. STX fender vent badge as well. 18-inch ebony black painted aluminum wheels. It does lose the upgraded interior door panels for this year. And then we do have, and that's for the single rear wheels. So on the dualies, it's going to be a 17-inch forged polished aluminum wheel for those F350 dualies, and that'll come with an LT 245/75 R17E black sidewall all season tire, where that 18-inch on the single rear wheel will get an LT 275/70 R18E black sidewall all terrain tire, because again requires the 4x4. So that's that option code. Now there are some options available. Now of course this is available. We didn't talk about engine or anything. Engine doesn't affect this, so you can, if you as an upgrade with this package, still get the 7.3 liter gas engine from the standard 6.8 liter. You can also upgrade to a 20-inch dark carbonized gray painted wheel if you'd like on the single rear wheels, and of course upgrade the tire that would go with that. And then you can also add as an optional equipment the platform running boards. Those are things that can be ordered on the package. Again, a little bit less money this year, made it more of an appearance package and less about, a convenience in appearance package for this year. And I think that's good, because I think, if you're wanting a 360 camera, you can still get it. You can still get the F250 greater than GVWR package. Now for this year, though, you'll just want to add the package separate. So that's how that will work. So anyway, and you can still get the, the driver assistance package, which we'll talk about in a little bit, with the auto high beams, pre-collision assist, automatic emergency braking. Now you just added the separate package with this, if you want that, some of those features. And then the tie downs and everything else, that's part of the Chrome package. You won't be able to get that. But so there you go. There's how that's going to change for this year. Now let's talk about the FX4 Off-Road Package. This package is $550 this year as well as it was last year, and is available on all your 4x4 pickups. And again, requires 4x4. Also requires the all-terrain tires for your F250s and F350s. And on your F450s requires that 225/70R 19.5 G traction tires. I think that already comes with the vehicles on your 4x4s anyway. Also does require electronic locking differential on your single rear wheels and a limited slip rear axle on your dualies. So if you get this package, you might see the dealer asking you that you'll need to add one of those. So you might have to pick one of those. So just keep that in mind. This is going to give you the hill descent control. So it's going to really help out if you're off-roading, coming down that hill. This is going to help with that. It gives you half-mile increments that you can set that down as you're coming down the hill. Off-road specific tuned front and rear shocks. So again, off-road capable, allows you to go out in the field, off-roading, whatever you might need. Skid plates as well. It's going to cover the transfer case and the fuel tank. And then don't forget, you got to have the FX4 Off-Road decal as well on the side with the red FX on it as well. So that's all going to be included as part of this package. Again, available in all trim levels with the 4x4. Now let's talk about the 360-degree camera package. It is the same price as it was last year, $1,150. And this package has been removed from a couple different packages that were required this package or included at a certain price. So some of you will probably want to make sure you add this package in if you want to be like it was last year. So this package is optional on the XL and XLT. And this package is standard equipment on Lariat, King Ranch, and the Platinum. Now on the XL does require the driver assist package if you get this with the XL. So just keep that in mind. Now this does give you 360-degree cameras. So you're going to get cameras all over the place. You're seeing kind of something you're seeing there where they're actually showing a camera of the side of the vehicle beside them on the highway. But this is going to give you a camera on the front, under each of the side mirrors, on the back of the tailgate, but also get one on the back of the bed as well. So that way you can see into the bed. So backing up those fifth wheels and all that and goosenecks back into there makes it a little easier. Also does allow you to have, if you want to with this, the customer placed camera as well, or you can place it on a trailer. So all kinds of camera angles here. You're going to be able to see that trailer reverse and guidance. So you can be able to see down the side of it. Real nice camera system, 360 camera around the vehicle. Also, you're going to get that. Well, I kind of already mentioned all that stuff. So wired auxiliary trailer camera capability. So it is capable with that. It will not come with that camera to put on the back. I should make sure I preface that because I just almost got myself in trouble there. But so just keep that in mind. It does say in here that included on the XL and XLT, but standard on Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum is your Bliss with cross traffic alert and trailer coverage. So if you get this package with those, with the XL and XLT, they'll include that LED center high mounted stoplight as well. So that dresses that up because it needs that for that camera on the back of the back of the cab. The rear parking sensors and reverse brake assist also going to be included on your XL and XLT when you get this package on there. So this is, again, a very popular package, and it really helps out when you have those trailers and you're backing up to the trailers as well. That'll come in real handy. All right, now let's talk about a really popular package that a lot of people just feel like this should be standard on every vehicle. And this is standard on a few vehicles. This is $650 this year as well. And that is the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package. You would want to order this if you want to add a gooseneck or fifth hitch. So add this, and then this does not include the hitch. So standard on F450s, but available on all Super Duties. So XL, XLT, Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum. It's available on those F250s and 350s, and not available with the bed mat. I think that probably lists it down here. Not available the drop-in bed liner, and not available, of course, with the pickup box delete. So this is going to include 5 pickup box bed attachment points with plugs. So that way you can attach a fifth wheel or a gooseneck. You see that gooseneck in the middle. One frame under bed cross member. So I'm going to give you another cross member up there. And also it's going to include the wiring connectivity inside the bed. So it's going to be on the driver's side, back in the back. So that way you don't have to run that down under the bumper or anything. It's going to wire there on the side of the bed. And then it does say the tailgate delete cap kit as well in there. And that is showing in there. So it must have been a late change there. So there you go. So you just keep that in mind. And don't forget, this is compatible with your different hitch kits, right? So there you go. You can get the fifth wheel hitch kit or a gooseneck hitch kit, and that's compatible with those. So you definitely want to make sure you get this along with it. Now, this might slow down things because this isn't just a free demand option, which means that it is a little constrained. There's only so many that it can do, and because of that, might take your order a little bit longer to get scheduled. So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the Ford Connectivity Package one-time purchase. They're considering this a package you can order. It's $745 for this package. So let's go over that Ford Connectivity Package. Of course, includes on the XL and the XLT that unlimited Wi-Fi hotspot. But on XLT Premium, Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum also include the connected navigation, your audio video streaming, voice assistant, and entertainment. Now, if you like all that package there, I think it kind of incorporates the old premium, the connectivity package, along with navigation and along with the Wi-Fi hotspots, all into one package. You can get it for 7 years. Well, it says one-time purchase. It's saying unlimited, but it's a 7-year package. It's $745, so that's about just over $100 a year when you get that. So that's an option there. If you want to get that, you can add that to your vehicle. When you order it, you can add it, or the dealer can also put it on your vehicle at the time of delivery. So you can make that decision later if you're not comfortable with making that decision when you order a vehicle. All right, let's talk about the F250 greater than GVWR package. It's kind of a package, but it's one I'm going to include here at the standard, the optional equipment here. This is optional on the XL and XLT, but is also, as you mentioned, see there, standard on Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum on those vehicles. So this basically gives you an increased GVWR to 10K GVWR. The reason you see this included on Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum is because all the equipment, it's going to put you over that 10K. But adding this allows you to give you that GVWR increase on that door label and everything for different things you might need to do, or for taxes, whatever it might be, or just to be able to tow more and haul more. So there you go. That adds that GVWR package. It's $100 this year as well as it was last year. All right, so let's talk about this F250 high capacity axle upgrade package. I'm not showing a cost, but because I believe this package is a no cost package in here, and this is optional on the I think it doesn't mention there. It says available on all F250 Super Duties. In here, it does say pretty much the same thing. So also does say in here that not available with the pickup box delete, as it mentions at the bottom here, and does require one of the diesel engines. So either the standard 6.7 liter 4-valve Power Stroke, or the high output engine. So either one of those. And this in here is going to include your 11.6-inch axle upgrade. Also going to include that F250 greater than 10K GVWR package. And it's going to increase your GVWR up to 11,400 pounds and increases the GCW on your diesel engine as well. So again, this is something that some people might want to upgrade to, and be able to upgrade that axle. So there you go. Okay, now we're going to talk about the Snowplow Prep Package. It is $250 this year as well as last year, and really nothing's, there actually is one thing that's been added to this package. So let's go through this. Available on all your 4x4 pickups, as it says there, requires 4x4, and not available, down at the bottom I'll tell you, not available with the Trimmer Off-Road Package, not available with the Heavy Service Front Suspension Package, and not available with that heavy service package for the pickup box delete. So not available with those. So this package here is going to include the customer selected springs for the snowplow application. So just like you're seeing with that truck in the image there. Also does give you the 190 amp alternator with the 6.8 liter gas or the 7.3 liter gas engine. So either one of those two engines. Also gives you the 410 amp dual alternator with your diesel engines. So whether it be the 6.7 standard diesel or the high output, it's going to get you the 410 amp dual alternator. Also rapid heat supplemental heater for your diesel engine, your high output diesel engine, it says in there. Doesn't mention that's on either one of those. Actually, it says on here rapid heat supplemental heater on the 6.7 Power Stroke diesel engine. Doesn't mention the high outputs. Also does get for this year, actually it's mentioned in there as well. I didn't see it in the order guide from last year. Tailgate delete cap kit as well. So you're going to get that too And then some options you have is you can also upgrade to this 250 amp alternator on your gas engines if you'd like to do that. So there you go. That snowplow prep package, great for those that need to have that snowplow put on their truck to help everybody out in the wintertime. Now let's talk about this camper package. It's $160 this year as well, and this package really hasn't changed from last year. It's the same as it was last year. So this is available. It says in here available on all dually Super Duties at the top there. So XL, XLT, Lariat, and King Ranch and Platinum dualies. So and then also it mentions actually in here it's the XL, XLT, Lariats, and then also King Ranch dually and Platinum dualies. Is what it sounds like to me on that. So so anyway, it does say in here not available with the 20-inch wheels and tires, the pickup box delete, or the Tremor off-road package. So keep that in mind. This is going to give you the extra heavy service front springs on your two-wheel drives. It's going to go two upgrade above the spring computer selected according to the standard. And on the 4x4s, it'll take it up one on that as well. And then rear auxiliary springs as well, the rear stabilizer bar, and you get the slide-in camper certification. And then you get the tailgate delete cap kit. I would have liked them on this image to show them actually putting the camper in the bed, because that's pretty much what this is for, is being able to put the slide-in camper in there. But even with that, a lot of people want this upgrade because if they're towing as well and pulling, they want that upgrade in the rear auxiliary springs, right? Rear stabilizer bar. They would want that as well if they're pulling a camper like this too. So I get it. Anyway, there you go. Now let's talk about the snowplow and camper package. So you get both. So if you're one of those that needs both, you need that. You have that with this other package. It's pretty much combines the two, $305. So actually, I think saves you $5 if you go with the combo package. So this package here is optional in the XL, XLT, Lariat, and King Ranch dually. Says in there, but this package is not available on on the Platinum. So not available with the 20-inch wheels or the Tremor package, not available with your heavy service front suspension package or the one with the box delete, and not available with the pickup box delete. Now in here, does require 4x4. There's no mention of the black appearance package. So it looks like you can get the black appearance package and get this package for this year. So that's not included as not available. So that's something that's different from last year. All right, does get you pretty much, you're getting the camper and the snowplow features together in this one package. So that's giving you the upgraded, the springs for the snowplow application, giving you the upgraded alternator for your gas engines and the ones for your diesel in there as well, giving you the rear auxiliary springs, rear stabilizer bar, the slide-in certification, and the tailgate delete cap kit as well in there. So you're getting all that as well. So that's all included there into one package. So again, if you're kind of needing, you want that all, then there you go. You can get that set up that way. Let's talk about the heavy service front suspension package. It's $125 this year as well, and is the same as it was last year, it looks like. Not available with the Tremor off-road package, and not available on the snowplow package either. And is optional on all pickups. It doesn't say two-wheel drive or 4x4, so it should be available with either. And this in here is really trying to help out. So recommended for only on vehicles which will permanently utilize aftermarket equipment such as heavy-duty winches, brush guards, or other apparatus which loads the front axle to the specified gross axle weight rating. So just keep that in mind. That's a great way. It includes the heavy service front springs, one up for that, so to help with that ride height and everything, and because it'll weigh that front down, right? So that's a great package to add if you're in that situation. Now let's talk about the pickup box and delete here. Now this here is available on your F250 XL and XLT pickups with the long wheelbase. So regular cab with 142-inch wheelbase, super cab with 164, or crew cab with 176-inch wheelbase. And this includes a rear view camera and prep kit. And it deletes your pickup box, tie down hooks, your tailgate, of course, your rear bumper, your rear view camera, the spare tire, wheel carrier, and jack, and your wiring. So this is not available, as you see there, not available with your 7.3 gas engine, or the 6.7 high output diesel engine. Not available with the 20-inch wheels, the trimmer off-road package, the moonroof, the short wheel variants. Of course, we just told you it requires the long ones. FX4 Off-Road Package, STX Appearance Package, XLT Premium Package, the 360-degree camera package, the XL Off-Road Package, or the F250 greater than 10K GVWR package. So it's not available with any of those. So keep that in mind. But there you go. So that package is something you can add. So there's that delete package that's available. Again, on the XL and XLT. Now, I do want to revisit this just briefly, and I won't go through everything because we already covered this. That heavy service package, there is an option for the pickup box delete. So once you add it, you'll get that package, but basically is just the same as it is, but this is for those that have the pickup box delete on it. So not available with your 20-inch wheels or the snowplow prep package or the moonroof for that one. Is optional in XL and XLT F250s. Does require the heavy service front suspension package. So you would add that package and then add this package. And then does also require the pickup box delete, of course. And then this is going to give you that rear stabilizer bar, the rear auxiliary springs, and then also give you the heavy service front springs as well. So it does say 200-pound upgrade above the spring computer selected as a consequence of options chosen. So now let's talk about the F350 gas heavy-duty payload package. Really, this is only available on the F350 XL regular cab. So that's how that's available. It does require 4x4 as well, too. So they just included that there. But this also does require the 6.8-liter gas engine with a 373 non-limited slip axle for the single rear wheels, or the 6.8-liter with the 430 limited slip axle for your dualies. So this will include your mini console, or your 40 mini console 40 seat configuration, and it's going to also include the spare tire delete as well for that, and that's going to increase your gas heavy duty payload package and your payload there. So there you go. So that is going to help you increase that. The package increases the payload by reducing the base curb weight. So by removing that spare tire and the seat configuration, that helps bring the payload package down. All right, now let's talk about this F450 high capacity gooseneck tow package. Doesn't show a price in here. I think it's $1,130 this year, and this is option 535. Optional on the XL regular cab F450s. Does require two-wheel drive, as you see there, and does require the high output diesel engine. That's option 99M. And this is going to include your 40 mini console 40 seat configuration. Also deletes the spare tire, and it deletes the wheel center cap on there as well. And then unique conventional trailer hitch is included on that. So there you go. So that's going to help that tow package. Gives you the highest capacity on that. So there you go. That's something you might want to add to your F450. Now let's talk about this CNG propane gas engine prep package. This is available on F250 and F350 XLs only. It's $315 this year as well. Requires the 6.8-liter gas engine, like it says there. And this is going to include your hardened engine intake valves and valve seats, in the bi-fuel manifold. So for those that want to be able to run this with propane, the truck with propane, this is what you would need to add to be able to do that with. So that is something that you might want to do. And again, only available on XL, F250, and F350s. Let's talk about this vehicle integration system 2.0. It's $400, and this is optional on all pickups. And we did see it listed under the fleet order options, but I believe it is available on a retail purchase as well. And it's recommended for box delete in trucks that will utilize an upfit aftermarket equipment because it really kind of allows you to be able to program different things into that screen. So it includes a programmable and connected vehicle integration system into your screen there, your infotainment, your center stack screen. So it's a pretty cool system that Ford came out with, I believe 23 model year when they came out with that. when it got redesigned, and it's a pretty cool little system that allows you to be able to connect those in and be able to control those on your center stack screen. So let's go ahead. Now we're going to start talking about some optional equipment, and we're just going to run through and first talk about the engine options that we have here for you. As we mentioned earlier, 6.8 liter is standard equipment on most configurations. Of course, we talked about the F450s and some of those that get that standard diesel, but let's kind of talk about this. So we do have an option for a 7.3 liter V8 engine. It's a $1,500 this year, so it has gone up $500, and that is available in two ways. You can get it with the 10-speed automatic. That's that 44G option. But with that, it does require the XL does require the F350 STX package to get that. And it is not available with the F350 dually two-wheel drive with the crew cab. So when you're looking at that for the STX. So just keep that in mind right there. So, and then the other option for that is to go with the 7.3 liter. You'll get that G transmission like you do with the 6.8 liter. That's what you'll normally see on most vehicle. So there you go. Then it would be available on the XL STX package for you there. So see there, it does require you to get the STX package to get that motor there. So only way to get that motor. So otherwise, we do have an option. You can go with the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel engine. For this year, it is $10,995 for that option there, and it'll come with the torque shift 10-speed automatic transmission 44G. And then you also have an option to go with the high output turbo stroke diesel engine. It is now $13,495, so all the motors went up by $500 for this year. Now, one little note here on this, the high output motor is not available with the crew cab F350 two-wheel drive single rear wheel. Just so you're aware of that. And I think earlier, yeah, I mentioned, okay, I said it right. With the 160-inch wheelbase. Also not available with the Super Cab F350 two-wheel drive single rear wheel with a 148-inch wheelbase. So if you put those in and you're not getting that to show up, that would be why right there. So there you go. So that's those options. Again, two-wheel drive 4x4 is an option. These axles down here. So we're going to get into this the best I can. These charts are a little confusing here, but let's talk about this because all the axles are actually probably all these videos is going to be the same because it's really based on the motor, not necessarily on the trim level for that. So as we mentioned earlier, some of the different standard axles and all that, not limitless slip and everything. Let's talk about and break that down. So on your let's see, I think F250 and F350. Yes, F250 and F350 single rear wheel are going to be the same for the 6.8 liter engine. So if you go with that engine, you'll get a 373 non-limited slip as standard equipment. But you will have an option to go with the 373 electronic locking or a 430 electronic locking as well for you. So there you do have options to go up to those. And you'll see most of them about $430 to go option up for those. Now, if you're looking at the 7.3 liter engine, and we're going to talk about the one with that torque shift G first, that's available. That's going to come standard in the 373 non-limited slip for the F. Now, that's only available in the F250, by the way. And then the option for that, you can go with the 373 electronic locking or the 430, just like it was in the 6.8 liter. So it might have more to do with that transmission. Now, if you do want to go with the 7.3 liter gas engine with the good transmission, what a lot of people like to say, that 10-speed automatic non-G transmission, that is going to come only one way. It's a 430 electronic locking gear ratio on the F250. On the F350, it's going to come with the 373 electronic locking with an option for the 430 electronic locking. So that's kind of the difference there between the F250 and F350 single rear wheel. Now let's talk about the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel engine. And actually, it doesn't matter if it's a Power Stroke or if it's the high output, either one. On the F250 and F350 single rear wheel, they are going to come with a non-limited slip 331 gear ratio is standard equipment, but you have some options. You can go with an electronic locking 331 gear ratio for both of them. And then also a 355 in some situations. It looks like some situations you'll notice that will be standard equipment, like your two-wheel drive Super Cab. And then some situations where it's going to be, you can get it in part of a package. And it'll be optional in some ways. So it depends on if it's 250 or 350 single rear wheel. So you'll have to play around with that. Now let's talk about the F350 dually now, because we have some options for that as well. So if you have the 6.8 liter engine, it'll come standard, and the only actually you can get with that is a 430 limited slip for that. No option for that. Now the 370 or 7.3 liter engine with a 10-speed automatic, the non-G one, will come with a 373 limited slip gear ratio with an option for the 430 limited slip gear ratio. And then when we look at the diesels, it doesn't matter if it's a Power Stroke or the high output, it's going to come standard with a 355 non-limit slip gear ratio as standard equipment, with the option to go to the 355 limited slip or even the 410 limited slip gear ratio for those. And then when you look at F450, you only have one option. It's going to come standard, and the only way to get it is the 430 limited slip gear ratio for both motors for your F450. So there we go. So there's that. So the axles. All right, moving on down. We're going to say we talked about packages already, and moving to the exterior. First, we're going to talk about these tires and wheel options. So not a lot of wheel options here for you, because some of them are basically part of a package, as you can see on these. But and I don't really have the right configurations in here on some of these. Let me click on one of these here and see if I got the right one. So there you go. So this in here, this 20-inch dark carbonized gray high gloss painted aluminum wheel with the matte black, hub covers and center ornaments. Of course, it does say 4x4 only. That is option 642. That is available on your F250, F350 single rear wheel STXs. On that. So that is an option for you when you go to those packages. I believe that this wheel here is part of there you go. And then you have that one there. That's what's going to be standard on your STX, but you can option up for that other wheel if you want on those STX single rear wheel F350s and 250s. So now you also have an option for the 17-inch forged polished aluminum wheel with a bright hub covers and center ornament, 64J. And I think that's for your dualies. It doesn't say that in here, but it doesn't show as an option on this. So I assume that's what that's all about. So if you want to have a little bit different look, then you can there. Now your tires kind of go along with some of those. If you do choose those options, especially that 20-inch, the tire for that 20-inch wheel is going to be an LT 275/65 R20E black sidewall all-terrain tire. So that'll have that on there. Now that won't be available with the 142-inch wheelbase though on there. So now if you do elect to go, you can upgrade. Looks like actually those are just tire upgrades when you go to those 18-inch wheels that we talked about earlier. So most of the tires are going to go right in with whatever wheel option you choose for right there. Now spare tire, wheel, carrier, and jack, option 512. Does it actually have that listed in here? It does not. That requires a pickup box delete. So that's an option. If you want the pickup box delete on your F250, then you can add the spare tire, wheel, carrier, and jack to it if you'd like to. I think what they do is they put it on top of the carrier there. Also, you can get a spare tire and wheel and tire delete, option 51X if you'd like to. That deletes the jack and carrier as well. And that's an option for you without going with the pickup box delete. So if you don't want for some reason, don't want the spare wheel and tire, you can get that delete option if you'd like. Now let's talk about your running boards. So mirrors, we only have one option for a mirror, and that's going to be your mirror there for you. And then for the running boards, we do have an option for, let's say 445 here. I think most of these standalone options, I haven't looked at prices, are going to be similar. Platform running boards, option 18B is available for you. So that's something you can get. And moving down to the exterior, I'm going to break this down. Dealer installed options, I'm going to break out separate because I want you to know what is a dealer installed option versus what's a factory option. In fact, I'm not even going to cover accessories in this video because I think those are things you probably should probably think about not getting on your vehicle. So plus it's going to make the video really long as it is. We're already going on 32 minutes at this point. So anyway, so there we go. Or actually longer than that now. Anyway, for the exterior, we do have the engine block heater. I don't know where it's listed in here. Engine block heater is available for you. Includes a grill cover. That's option 41H. said some of these might also require $190. Again, I'm not going to go over prices on these. I think a lot of them are going to be similar to what they were last year in price, or what they are currently, I should say, on their website. We do have programmable engine idle shutdown timer, option 86K. Not sure if that's going to actually show in here. That is also an option for you. These are factory options for you on these, so you might think about. Transmission power takeoff provision, that was in here. There you go, $280 or so. Includes transmission mounted live drive and stationary mode, PTO. Not available with the 2-wheel drive 142-inch wheelbase or the F450 with the 142-inch wheelbase. Does require the 7.3 liter or 6.7 liter engines with the 10-speed transmission 44G. And that is option 62R if you're wanting that one. So onboard scales and smart hitch. That has actually been delayed some orders, but this is available as optional on the XL. Option 91D, not available with the 2-wheel drive or the pickup box delete. So keep that in mind on that. Of course, wouldn't need it if you take the box off, right? Also, Pro Power on board. So this is, I don't know if that's actually going to be probably on the inside interior. Pro Power on board, I have it in my exterior features. That's what the order guide has. But Pro Power on board gives you the 2 kilowatt Pro Power on board, the outlets in the bed, option 43K. Does require the dual battery on the F250s and F350s. Don't forget that. Will remove the rear seat. Oh, that's on the XLT. Never mind. Includes the dual alternator with this as well. So you're going to have a 12 volt 250 amp or 24 volt 150 amp. So you can get that as well. Now let's talk about some batteries and alternators. The dual battery is an option for you. You're going to get a dual AGM battery. That's included with your diesel engines. We talked about that earlier. But on the 6.8 liter and 7.3 liter gas engine, you can get it, but does require the 410 amp alternator, dual alternator as well, or the Pro Power on board, which I believe will come with a dual battery, dual alternator. So I guess just dual battery. So there you go. All right. Now, there's also an option we talked about. The standard was the 160 amp alternator on those gas engines. You can get a 990 amp alternator on the gas engines, and also a 250 amp alternator on the diesels. So you can upgrade those as well. That's option 67D for that. Now, you can also have an option for your gas engines to go to the 250 amp as well. That's going to be option 67E if you want that option. And then your 410 amp dual alternator, 67B as an option code for that as well. So I don't know if all those alternators are listed in here or not, but there you go. That's they should be in here for you, but there they are. There's some of them anyway. So there you go. LED box lighting, that includes an LED center high mounted stoplight, option 66L. That's not available with the pickup box delete, but that is an option that you can add to the vehicle. The trailer brake controller includes a smart trailer tow connector. That's option 52B. Again, not sure where that's listed in here. And that is going to give you that trailer brake controller option for you. So that's, there you go, $300 or so for that. Front license plate bracket, states that require front license plate. Standard equipment, states that don't, like Kansas. It is option 153 you want to add. And then it's a no charge option. Dealer will install it for you, or they should. All right. Now let's talk about your F250s and F350 single rear wheels. If you want the LED roof marker clearance lamps, it's option 592. And that one actually should be in here since we're looking at F250 here. Not sure where that's listed, but that one, not sure how much that is, but there you go. Like I said, a lot of times you can build out on here on the 25 and it'll work. And we're going to have it on our website real soon as well if you're wanting to do that too. There's your LED box lighting. But anyway, there you go. We do have tailgate step. I like that Ford made that available on any trim levels, including the XL. Includes the step and handle. Of course, not available to pickup box delete, but it is option 85G if you want that. And I believe it's close to $500 for that. Is that right? I know it was in here. We went by it. There it is, $375. So there you go. And then the tough bed spray and bed liner, option 85S. Again, not available with pickup box delete. Makes sense. That's available. Drop-in bed liner is going to be, I believe, it's not showing in here. That's an accessory, but it is still a factory option if you want it. So you can, that's on there. We're not going to go through all the accessories, but the defrost with the fixed and privacy glass, that will does require you to get the privacy glass option 924 as well. So you want to look at that. And then the power sliding glass with the defrost and privacy glass. That's available on Super Cab and Crew Cab onlys. So which is really cool, that even on the XL. So I assume that's right. Anyway, so there you go. Maybe we should make sure it's on here, because like I said, I pulled this for all vehicles and made sure I put it on the right trim levels, but I might have missed that one. Power sliding glass and defrost 405. There you go. So there's that. All right, moving to the interior features now. And then, so we'll get into that. So there's your Pro Power onboard is 985 option. There's your onboard scales and smart hitch is 650. And there's your programmable engine idle shutdown. We covered all those on the exterior instead. Now for your interior, we do have options for your interior for seating. As you can see here, we do have an option there. So option, they call it option code 1. It'll get you the cloth 40-20-40 split bench seat. So you can get that option as well. Now, it's not showing in here, but there's a couple options for a vinyl 40 mini console 40 seat, as well as a cloth 40 mini console 40. Now, it might not be listed because we might need to go to a certain configuration to get that, but I'm not seeing that in any of my notes here. So maybe that's just a new change for this year. So, and then we do have 120 volt 400 watt outlet. Now with the 40-20-40 seats, there's going to be one in the dash mounted outlet. The second outlet will be in the console if you get the bucket seats. So just so you know that is option 43C if you want that. There it is right there, 175 for that. So interior work surface, 140 for that. That does require the 40-20-40 split bench seat option 52S. And then we do have the rapid heat supplemental heater. There it is right there. Not showing a price on that because it does require the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel engine. That is option 41A for you on that there. So you'd want the diesel engine for that. We do have the remote start system. You can get it on the XL, believe it or not. It's option 76S. Is it listed here? It's not listed there. It might be under exterior features. Sometimes I swap this around. On the order guide, it has it under interior features. Upfitter switches, that is on there. It's 230, and you can get that. Of course, located in an overhead console for you, and it'll remove that sunglass bin there for you. But does require the 190 amp alternator, or the 250 amp alternator, or the 410 dual alternator option, or the Pro Power onboard on the 6.8 liter and 7.3 liter gas engines. And then on the diesels, it will require a 250 amp alternator, or the 410 dual alternator, or the Pro Power onboard. So just keep that in mind if you want those upfitter switches for that. So, all right. Now I want to talk about some DIOs, some dealer installed options. Now the ones I'm going to list, these here are ones that, again, are going to be installed by the dealer and also going to be shipped to the dealer, and hope that they get there before the truck does. So we've had a lot of issues with this on some of these. So let's talk about some of these. The bed hooks, the retractable by Bull accessories, we've actually put some on those. There's going to get a set of 2. Not available, the retractable bed cover. That is option 21J, but that is available. And let's see, there it is right there. I don't know if they're going to show an image of that. There you go. So you have those. Those will go in the bed rails. So that's a popular option. And again, sold this saying here, dealer installed option. You could also get it later if you'd like and have it installed. The chrome tubular running boards. This is a dealer installed option for this year. This is a new option along with the black tubular running board. So you notice those we didn't see that up above because they're not a factory option. So they're sent to the dealer and the dealer installs those for you. So the chrome or black tubular running boards are an option for you. Again, a dealer installed option. A battery jump start system. Now, these are all new ones. They won't be on the build and price here, but we do have a battery jump start system by NOCO. It's the GB70 with a case. Not available on the diesel engines, but if you get a gas engine, then you can order that if you'd like. You can get that through Ford Accessories website. I wouldn't put on your build if I were you, but I'm just throwing out those options. The hard rolling truck bed cover. This is new, Real Truck Advantage. So they're working with them with a couple different covers here. Not available to pivot bed storage case or the drop-in liner option, but it's a hard rolling truck and bed cover. So that is different than the ones we've seen. I'm not sure if the other ones are going to be available through accessories or not, but this one is a dealer installed option, as well as a Sport Roll Soft roll-up truck bed cover by Real Truck Advantage as well. For this year, we do have the tailgate lettering, matte black or a carbon fiber by Tough Skins. So that is going to be available for you to add to fill in these letters on the back here. So windshield sunshade by Covercraft. Again, you have that. So that's going to be, it's going to go on the windshield. And then we do have a Super Duty toolkit by All Trade. That is also new to the Super Duty. Now, something else that's new that we've been seeing on the F-150, and that is if you want to make this illuminated and light up for that front emblem, you can do that. That is available now on the Super Duty for this year. Not sure the cost it is on the F-150, but it should be similar. And then on your Super Cab and Crew Cabs, you can get a kicker subwoofer as well for the XL. And again, these are all dealer installed options, and these are all new for this year. Now, some of the ones that are returning from this year that are dealer installed options, and that is the side window deflector kit, the Smoke Low Profile by Lund. It does require Super Cab or Crew Cab. We do have the pivot bed storage cases, left hand and right hand by Undercover. They kind of swing out, and actually it probably shows it in here on some of these, maybe not. There's your smoked side windows. So again, that's available from just like it was from last year. And then we do have there's these pivot boxes. There you go. You can see those. They go mount in there, and then they could swing out. So if you're working off the tailgate, you can get to your tools. We do have a first aid kit with the Ford logo. So those are going to be interior options there. I say don't get that. Just get it from the factory. Now on the XL, you can get this commercial roadside assistance kit. It's $230. Again, it's going to come with all these things here in that bag, and I just get it through Ford Accessories because I mean I have seen a lot of situations where these DIOs aren't showing up before the truck gets here, and then we're waiting to be able to deliver it to our customers until we get them in. Roadside assistance kit as well with the Ford logo, that is available too for you if you want. So a couple different of those. We do have a tailgate lock by McGuard. Now, what that does, the tailgate lock, is it locks it. So if you want the tailgate down, it locks it in position. Since they are a removable tailgate, it locks that, puts a lock on that, so that way people can't steal that when you have the tailgate down. That's what that is. So that is available again for this year. And then we do have the customer, and then some of the ones we did talk about the 360 camera package earlier, and that there is an option to be able to place a camera on a trailer. So you can then order that as an option. So it doesn't come with that camera. You would have to put these options on there. So there's a customer placed trailer camera. Again, does require the 360 camera package, but is available for you. And actually, is that requires that camera package? It does say on the XLT. It doesn't mention XL, so I'm hoping I'm right on that. So, and then we do have the individual tire pressure monitoring system, includes 4 sensors, and I think it just says option on XLT, so that may not actually be available on XL. So I will back up on that. So, but you can get the auxiliary camera with the trailer TPMS, as long as you get the 360 camera package. That's for you on the XL. And so there you go. And then also you can get it with the trailer TPMS and fifth wheel gooseneck BLIS system, blind spot information system. That it requires 360 camera, and that is available on the XL as well. And then you have an option for auxiliary camera, trailer TPMS, and the gooseneck blind spot information system as well as an option. So there's several different packaging for that if you like those. So now some other things, if I haven't bored you yet, we do have the security code keyless entry keypad driver's side. That is a dealer installed option for the XL trim. Now some of the trims, it's going to be the wired in, but on this one it is not. Does it even show the keypad here? That's going to put the keypad. Basically, it's going to allow the dealer to put that keypad where they like to. So if you want a certain place, you can tell them. But normally they'll put them right above the door handle, and that's a wireless keypad. So it's a stick-on thing. The dealer does have to install that. So you can install it yourself. It does require a special tool to do that. Spare tire lock as well. So we didn't mention that earlier. Spare tire lock, if you want that, that is an option. And then the wheel locks. Actually, that's an option that is not available on the XL, and I'm not sure why I have it on here, so never mind. And then there's some other accessories. Again, didn't cover all the accessories. Those are also available, including actually this winch right here. I missed this one. This Warren winch, 12,000-pound Warren winch, that is a dealer-installed option and is available to order if you'd like. So you can get that. Now, it does require 4x4, and on the 6.8 and 7.3 liter engines requires a dual battery. On your 6.7 Power Stroke diesel engine requires a 410 amp alternator. Not available with the F450, it says, and not available with the F350 dually with the 410 final drive ratio or the high output diesel engine. So there you go. And then, oh wait, no, actually, or it says on the high output diesel engine, it requires the 410 amp alternator on, oh wait, no, actually that's the gas engines. So you can on the gas engines elect to go with the 410 dual alternator as well, it says in there. And then also in the F250s, it requires the greater than 10K GVWR package as well. So a lot of little notes on that there. So there you go. That's all we got. So it's been a very long video. Sorry for that, but hopefully you use those timestamps to move around the video. And remember, order banks are open up now. Go to your local dealer to order. If you want to order from us, just like I mentioned earlier, we're doing invoice pricing and another $1,000 if you want to finance with us as well. On top of that, go ahead and place your order. We may have require a deposit depending on your configuration. And I think on the Super Duty, we require a deposit on all Super Duties. But that is something just because if we place an order, it's configured the way you want it. And as we saw, there's so many options when it comes to this that sometimes it's hard to sell vehicles with certain options and load it up on equipment and everything. So that's why we ask for a deposit. So we want you to commit to it once you place that order, and it shouldn't take long to get it scheduled and get it built for production dates. I think they are actually placing those orders now, but they're going to start production in August, actually in July, mid-July, I think. So it's not that far away. So keep that in mind as well. So anyway, hopefully you did got something out of this. Smash that like button if you did. Don't forget to make sure you're subscribed with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of these videos. And we're going to move on to the XLT trim and the others. So hopefully you're joining us with these. And until the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.